learning from others, you know what I'm saying? Being here as a freshman, you know, I had guys in front of me. Just learning from them, taking it to my game. Guys like Jonah Laulu, Jalen Redmond, you know what I'm saying? KG, JK, all those guys. I feel like just learning from them, taking it in my game. I feel like that's the same thing here. Just having younger guys just taking the game and putting it to theirs, you know, just building it up.
When you have the depth that you have, does that allow you to kind of, not that you wouldn't go all out, but knowing that if you do get tired, somebody's behind you, but also pushing you if you don't play well on the bench?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like life, man. You know, things happen. You're not doing well in life. You know, you're making mistakes, all this. Somebody's always up there to take your spot. So I feel like, you know, that's just a mindset you got to have. You know, every day you got to come to work.
How much better can your defense be compared to last season?
We got a lot of things to work on, but we're going forward. We're second day, so we got a lot to prove. I feel like everybody got that mindset, so we're going to be real good.
Where do you think the biggest jumps can be?
Just playing together, you know what I'm saying? Knowing where everybody's on, being on the same page, knowing where everybody's at, you know, just making plays. Sorry.
The defensive tackles, as a group, where do you think you guys have made the biggest gain from, like, the end of spring ball leading to the start of fall camp?
I'd say just getting bigger, getting faster, you know, being together, having that chemistry. You know, there's a lot of new guys in the room, so just having that mindset and know that we're going to attack every day.
You were the biggest pass rush on the inside threat for you guys. What have you seen from Dominic and Jaden as far as being able to kind of take that step forward and add that aspect to their game even more?
Yeah, those guys working, you know, coming every day, you know, willing to work, you know, no matter what the coaches throw at us, you know, those guys were willing to attack, and I feel like that's the mindset that they have, you know, and just ready to play, ready to show the world what we're about.
When we talked to you during the spring, you talked about wanting to improve every part of your game. Do you feel like you've made those gains to a certain? I know you always want to keep improving, but are you where you want to be at going into fall camp?
Yeah, I'm exactly where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just putting everything together. You know what I'm saying? Putting all the tools that I, you know, getting bigger, getting stronger, faster in summer camp. You know what I'm saying? And just in the film room, learning with Coach Bates. You know what I'm saying? Just putting those things together. You know, the fall camp. You know what I'm saying? Just putting the tools right.
Yeah, wanted to get your thoughts on Coach Venables taking over as the defensive play caller and some of the benefits that come from that, given his experience and expertise.
You know, I love it. You know, he's down there with us. You know, every drill. You know, when we're doing team, he's with us. So, you know, I feel confident. He knows what he's talking about. You know, defensive mastermind. So, you know, I'm ready to roll right behind him.
What kind of growth have you seen in David since the end of the spring throughout this summer period? Dominic was talking about he's just been an animal out there as far as not missing anything, stepping up as a vocal guy, all that stuff.
Yeah, he's been locked in, you know what I'm saying, knowing what he needs to get better at, you know, attacking those things. I feel like, you know, as he just keeps on going, you know, keeping the mindset right, you know, going straight ahead, you know, he's going to be solid to be right for the year.
He's one of the most veteran guys in this defense. How have your, like, film study and conversations with Coach Bates changed throughout the years as you keep adding layer and layer and layer? How's that gone?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it's more funny, you know what I'm saying, because we know what we're doing now, you know what I'm saying, so it's not like he's correcting us and we don't know what we messed up on, you know what I'm saying? Now we know we messed up on, you know, coming off the field, we know exactly what we messed up on. So just telling him what we need to get right, you know, it makes him more confident, you know, makes us more confident.
Gracen, what kind of leap can a guy like David Stone make in his second year? Where have you seen him maybe grow the most?
You know, just mentally, you know, physically, he's gotten bigger, he's gotten faster. You know, mentally, just having that attack mindset, you know, attacking every day, no matter what they throw at us, you know, he's going to attack. So just having that mindset, because in the game, when adversity hits, you got to overcome. And I feel like with him, that's what the main thing he needs to do, and he's been doing a real good job at it.
Dominic was just saying that he thinks he could be one of the great defensive tackles that have played here. What have you seen in David that shows you maybe some of those glimpses as a young guy that he's really talented?
Oh, yeah, he's really talented. I agree with Dom on that statement. You know, it's always small things you need to work on, but once you get those dialed down, you know, he's going to be real scary, real good.
What's some big things that you yourself worked on this offseason, whether it's just physical fitness or just growing more in the development of the game?
Yeah, just getting bigger and getting faster. You know, that's the main thing I really wanted to work on. You know, SEC is run through the middle, and I feel like, you know, me being heavier, me getting stronger and faster, you know, that's going to help me throughout my way. Then learn about football, getting the things dialed in the film room, you know, and just putting those things together.
How do you quiet the noise and keep that pressure quiet when you have so many different people saying that you guys are the, you know, top defensive line in the country?
Just don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't pay attention to the outside noise. It's not hard, you know. So just coming to work every day, you know, keeping the mindset down.
What makes this defensive line group different in your eyes?
Our mindset, our mentality, you know, ready to attack every time we play.
Where does that come from?